Hello everyone and welcome back to Zoo Crafting! I am Zookeeper Seri and we are here in the fungi forest, which is looking even more fungi than usual because we have some very special additions I will show you guys in just a moment. But I have been very hard at work getting the Reticulated ray exhibit, the freshwater ray, in other words, exhibit set up so that we can get it going, we can put the rays in. I had a feeling it would be an easy exhibit to build, and after a little bit of finagling with the terrible water, it was indeed an easy exhibit to put together. We just need to catch ourselves some rays because tomorrow, my friends, we're going on an expedition. Woohoo! We're going to be going on an expedition to make sure we know the right place to start our meadow of horses. We have a couple spots marked down on our map as potential places for the meadow of horses, but I don't want to actually pick a spot until we do a little bit more exploring and we're 100% sure that's where we're going to go. So tomorrow is the ever popular, ever exciting Expedition Saturday Special, which I'm really looking forward to. But that's for tomorrow. For right now, I'm really hungry and I actually need to eat a little bit of lunch with my wonderful darling, and then we are going to go over and look at all of the changes in the ray area. I'm so excited. Of course I'm so excited. I am so excited about everything. Mushroom, who's hiding up there? I see you up there, Mushroom. If I put on my little flower headband, he would come down from the trees for me, but I don't know if I want to be surrounded by a bunch of animals while I'm trying. No offense, puppies, and I'm sorry that all I have to feed you is a little bit of rotten flesh that we gathered. But yeah, sorry guys. If I could feed you some of my sandwiches, I totally would. That should be an option on the happy eater list for the for the doggy talents dogs, that you could just take any of your Pam's Harvest Craft food and you could feed it to them. Oh, little table scraps, even though it's bad for doggies to give table scraps. But darling, hello. All right, so I know in our little lunchbox over here, let's see, I've got some blueberry juice and french fries and a footlong. Am I hungry enough for a footlong? You know what? I'm going to have some french fries. Maybe not the healthiest way to get things started up, but I think that it's going to be quite yummy. And then how are you doing, darling? Did we bring any chocolate with our lunch? Between him and the little maids being so obsessed about having lots and lots of sweet things to eat, I'm gonna need to constantly be harvesting those little sugar canes. So we might do that in just a second, harvest the sugar cane. And the papaya are growing, might gather the papaya, but I wanna show you guys the new stuff. So first of all, the less amazing new stuff. You know, you gotta build your way up to the, see, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek over in the corner there. We're gonna look at the really cool stuff in just a moment, but I put down a bunch of new little lights. So we have even more of my mushroom lights that we have carefully grown. Oh, look at them. And they help to light up the area. So, oh man, really? Rain? Darling, are you? Oh, well, Darling's out of the rain at least. That's the cool thing about being in the fungi forest. Look, we're standing right under the tree canopy here, so we're safe from the rain. Our puppies, are you guys safe from the rain? Oh my gosh, look at that. The puppies are safe from the rain too. See, we're fine. There's no need to worry about it being rainy in the rainforest. So this is perfectly fine. But yeah, so we installed many of these little glowing mushroom lights throughout the fungi area, and it actually really makes it look so nice. Just like it made it look really, really nice over in the temperate forest area. And I like the red and white mushrooms. I tried to make them a little bit bigger and look like those mushrooms, and it was terrible. You guys don't want to see those results. It was awful. But what other ideas could we have for putting down over in this Asian area? This is supposed to be the Asian jungle, Asian forest zone. We have some lanterns that we are using, but I would love to have some more ground level items. Maybe just some nice rocks, you think? Ooh, or maybe we could make a little ant hill, Lily. What do you think about that? A little ant hill or something else. So if you guys have more ideas for things I could try to build out of the sculptures to make lights to sprinkle around, let me know. Because so many of these fantastic ideas are your guys' ideas, including this one, the freshwater ray exhibit. Dun 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 dun. Da da da. Here it is. It's not much to look at, to be honest. From the outside, it doesn't look that exciting, but it actually took me a little bit longer than I thought it would. Oh, and I love how we've got just that really cool mushroom top that's just hanging suspended in the trees there, supporting this shelter up here. That is just so cool. It makes a nice shelter for the rays over here. But we have built the little walk-in cat entranceway, the little catwalk, and you can come over and you can see any of the spots the rays might go down. I was very, very light with the plant matter because you don't want to put too much plant matter down. You don't want to overload the rays with lots and lots of potential spots that they could bump into. So rays, you guys know what rays look like. Manta rays, and there's over 600 different species of rays in the entire world. And we are actually getting a sub-part of all of those species that are the freshwater river rays. And they're a bit smaller than your big giant ocean rays, which get really huge, though there is the giant river ray. I think that's one's actually the biggest over the manta ray. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check the numbers. But they're very diverse. 600 plus species of rays and skates. Skates are also considered part of the ray family. They're kind of the same thing, except not quite. You know what I mean? Like in the family, in the taxonomy, which it gets so complicated. But yeah, there's lots and lots of them, and they're all pretty familiar in what they are and their shape because they are like the big flattened bodies. Like I said yesterday, pancake fish. They're a little pancake fish, and we are going to go collect some of them that are from the freshwater areas, kind of down in South America around Brazil, called the reticulated ray today, because that is what it looked like when they were swimming around. They were the right colors, the right size, everything for being the reticulated ray, including the venomous barb that I kind of grabbed, and that kind of hurt. It made me think about how I need to like get more little like health potions and things from Bella, so we'll try to do that too. And then we do have more leeches. I did find a couple more leeches while I was over in the water over here gathering up plants. And so what I did was I brought Keeper Ethan over to help me out, who is in the raid. I'm sorry, Ethan. I'm sorry. And there's our rays. There's our rays. But I need Ethan's help in case like I get overwhelmed. There's the other rays. There's the other rays. In case I get overwhelmed with like tons more leeches, I'm going to need his help to like get them off me and just to sort of, you know, help me out here, because you don't want to go expedition exploring and actually handling animals all on your own. And I don't want to drag Darling into this because I don't think he'd appreciate having leeches on him and having to get the leeches off. So hopefully Ethan won't mind helping me out here. Will you, Ethan? He's like, oh. Do you mind? Oh, Seri, I'm not sure about this. Do you really need my help with the river studies? I'm not so good with, well, the idea of those leeches. Stop being such a baby. You will be fine, you goose. Oh, I don't know why people are so worried about leeches. They're little bloodsuckers, sure, but they're relatively harmless. It's not like they're like parasites that are going to burrow into your body and eat you. They're just going to steal a little bit of your blood. Don't worry so much, Ethan. After all, aren't you a zookeeper too? Come on, keeper to keeper. We're on an expedition. We're dealing with animals. Even if it's an expedition in our own little river, it's going to be exciting. Don't you worry. Yeah, just, I'm so much better at working with the birds. We'll just pretend they are flying leeches then. Will that help? I don't think that's gonna help, Ethan. Well, when it comes to like the invertebrates and leeches, I will admit you feed the snails to the peafowls, so what's wrong with leeches? Well, yeah, I guess it's just, that's different. They're inside of their shells and don't have teeth and suck your blood and, ugh. Well, let's just get this over with. All right, thank you, Ethan. Don't you worry. I'm glad to have your company while we work on this, even if it is a terribly large, rainy day. And I'm pretty excited because I do need to come in. I need to get my little safari nets ready. And we are going to catch ourselves some beautiful river rays today, Ethan. I just need to be very careful that they don't get the poisonous barb thing. And if they do, you know what to do. Some little emergency first aid down here. All right, I'm just going to... All right. Oh, Ethan, look, it's some more leeches. Ethan, oh my goodness! Oh my goodness. Okay, Ethan, you can rest here. I'm really sorry. I should have listened when you said that you were that nervous around around, you know, the river studies. I should have listened, and I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean for you to like, well, just you rest here. You rest here. Passing out like that can be really exhausting. So, here you can have. Would you like some French? Well, maybe it wouldn't be good for you to eat French fries right now. I can't remember. Oh, and, don't look at my arm. There's nothing on my arm, and you just rest here, Ethan. All right. Well, that was interesting. At least the rain has now stopped. So, I really need to remember not everybody is excited about every little invertebrate that happens to be walking, crawling, or swimming on the planet like I am. Speaking of the things walking, crawling, and swimming, though, there is one of the rays, and I guess Starling won't be upset if I have, even if Ethan's resting up there, if I have company while I try to gather up this venomous ray right here, I think I'll be okay. And speaking of the rays, like when I say venomous, it's this little barb on the back of most of the freshwater ray tails. And you guys were totally right. The ray tails in saltwater are used as defense, but they're kind of more like a little jabbing item. They're not so much used as venomous items, the way that these guys have little venomous barbs. Kind of give you guys an extra boost of protection, huh? Well, let's see. You know what? We're gonna try the long range catching of them. Let's see. Are we set to? I think we're set to capture mode. 1 second. Let me come over here and oh dang it! Oh, he got me! He got me! Dang it! Okay, we're good though. All right, I need to clear away some of the sugar cane too, so that I can make sure to see where I'm going. Come on, little Ray. I really want to invite you to my family and put you in a like beautiful exhibit that we just constructed for you. Oh, there he goes again. But the reticulated ray is actually one of the most common rays that you guys may or may not have seen if you're in the US. All right, let's see if we can get him. We got him! We got him! Yes! We got him! Oh, that's wonderful. All right, let's swim out of here. I'm gonna have to check everywhere for leeches now. Oh my gosh. I have more of them on me now. Okay, so we're increasing our leech count. That makes my arms crawl just a little bit, but that's okay. We'll save them. We'll save them for like a cool medical person, and we now have one of the rays. Oh, and speaking of which, I should show you guys the rest of the ray exhibit because this is very exciting. And I'm trying to mimic like this beautiful, beautiful, healthy water here over in this exhibit. I don't want to remove too many of the rays, but I do want to take the 3 that we've seen so far and put them up into this exhibit so that people can see the reticulated ray up close. And the reticulated ray is usually, like it goes by the name of teacup ray in the US as well. But teacup ray is just kind of like a catch-all name used on any small rays that are like 4 inches or less in diameter when they're caught in the wild and shipped into pet stores. And so those rays, like a lot of them don't make it. Reticulated rays aren't treated very well because they're pretty easy to catch. And they're actually used as food or clothing in some parts of the world too, I found out. But we're going to treat ours as wonderfully as possible. The water has been carefully managed, so even though it looks all flowy, it is not flowy on the inside, and they should be just fine. And then we actually made a second path over here because I realized when you went into the little catwalk we have for the rays, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. You can see all of the sand, and like I mentioned earlier, I really tried to keep this area free of a lot of plants because they can actually pull those up. And reticulated rays don't really bother like a lot of other fish and things, but fish can sometimes bother them. I actually read, you guys, how placos, which are often used to help clean tanks and keep them really nice and get all the algae down, those little suckerfish, you know, which would their little mouths remind me a little bit of rays, based on the bottom of their body and everything like that. But it turns out placos will actually like attach themselves to rays and suck off the mucus that's on the back of a ray, which the mucus is a protective layer that's kind of like their immune system, and they'll clean the mucus off of rays, and then the rays will die from disease as a result. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So we're not going to be putting any other fish in with our reticulated ray. It's just going to be these guys, and they're going to be swimming around, and they have a nice sandy floor, and this sandy floor is actually how the rays eat. So what they do is they go along on the bottom of like the mud or the sand floor, whatever sediment is at the bottom of their waterway, be it in the ocean or in a river or a lake or things like that, and they will settle down onto the sediment, and then they will blow water powerfully through their gills, like whoosh through their gills, and they'll send up the sand and the mud flying everywhere to unveil and uncover the invertebrates, which are their prey items. So they'll uncover like the worms, which they really love. They'll uncover mollusks if they're mollusk eating ones. They'll uncover like itty bitty tiny fishes if they eat tiny fishes, and then they'll eat them. And I thought that was really interesting. And when they do that little whoosh action on the bottom of the sediment, they create little holes, depending, you know, or big holes depending on the size of the ray, and those are known as feeding pits. So now you guys have learned something new. And then I've also learned that those feeding pits, when they do the little whoosh action and like send the sediment flying everywhere and the prey skedaddles, the prey that was hiding in the sediment skedaddles and tries to escape, you know, getting eaten by the ray, a lot of other species actually eat the prey items that were uncovered by the ray. And I thought that was really, really, really cool. So the ray serves kind of as a inadvertent feeder of a whole bunch of other species, not just itself, when it does those little feeding pits. And I thought that was really interesting. So let me see. We're going to be putting our array in here. You can see from the side, I decided to give, as we're starting to many of our exhibits, this exhibit multiple viewing areas. We've got the interior, so you can kind of see the rays fly, or excuse me, you can kind of see them swim right over the top of the exhibit right there. So you can hopefully see them land on the glass. I'm really hoping you can look up and just like see a ray. Or you could see them from the side when they're swimming along here. Or you can follow this little path up and you can come to our freshwater ray overlook. Dun dun dun! And I put a glass fence right here so that you can just walk right up to the edge and look down, and hopefully you'll be able to see the rays swimming around from all of these different angles. So it'll give you some really good viewing points, because the water's a little bit hard to see from the sides, so I'm hoping like from above it'll be a little bit easier to look into. So that is how we set up the exhibit. Ethan, you continue to get some rest. I'm gonna have to hire like specialist keepers, aren't I? I thought I could just kind of pull in the keepers that we have, even though there's just two of them, and then Flavia and Julia, who are like manning the cafe right now, even though they're bird specialists. And I was thinking, oh, actually I should ask if one of those two, like Flavia or Julia, they used to specialize in taking care of the chocobo in the Village of Light chocobo stables. I should see what they know about taking care of different eggs, huh? But I'm also going to have to hire somebody who's actually a specialist maybe in rays and river ecosystems, because I guess not all of my keepers can handle getting in the water with me and, you know, looking for leeches. But let's go ahead and add this guy in. Oh, sorry. You saw nothing, Ethan. Everything's good. Don't you worry. You can see here's the waterfall where it starts off the exhibit. And we actually want to kind of get over to this little block right here. And then I want to come down here and let's try releasing our ray. Look at him go! Oh my goodness! Look at him! Look at him! Oh, he's okay! Oh my gosh, let's jump down there. Can we see him? Oh, look at him! You guys! That's the coolest cool thing ever! Look at this cool! Look, you can just like look straight up and he was right on top. Oh my gosh, is that not the neatest thing ever? Oh, that is so cool! Let's go get the other rays. We definitely need to do this. Okay, so let's see it. Alright, where are you, buddy? Don't see you. Aha! Oh, he's coming up to the sand. He's coming up to the sand, potentially to feed. Alright, let's climb down here. I don't want to get in too deep. I'm going to be covered with leeches before this day is over. And then what if I... Oh, okay, so let's swim over here. It looks like they're kind of lingering in the rivery, the temperate... Oh my gosh, there's three! There's three! There's a huge ray population in here. Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's try to get this guy. Oh, we got him! We got him! Okay. All right, well, I don't want to take too many, but let's... Ooh, just one more. Oh. Blurp. Oh, good night. Oh, I got more leeches! How did I get more leeches? I thought I was being so careful swimming through this water. There's like leeches everywhere in the water. That's amazing. The water's very pretty though. I really like it. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I might have to ask for Darling's help finding all the leeches later anyway, darn it. Alright. Oh, and actually I even put up a little sign that'll warn you about that situation. Whoops, and I'm going up the wrong path. The wrong path. And now we've got two more rays, and it looks like there's even more. And what I'm hoping is that we'll be able to work on... Oops, okay, we're good here, and then let's release you, and let's release you, and let's go jump down. And how's it look? Oh, it looks so nice, and it looks like they're doing just fine. Look at them, you guys. Oh my gosh, the coolest cool ever. Oh my goodness, are you okay? Yeah, you're okay. You just found where the little waterfall is, but you're doing okay. Look at him! Look at him! Oh, he's feeding on the little bottom. Oh my goodness. Is he okay? Yeah, he's okay. He's swimming around. We're doing alright. Oh my gosh. Oh, let's go look at it from the overlook. Oh, I knew that would be easy, because I mean, there's not really a complicated diet. They just kind of eat the things that are hiding in the sand. Oh, look at it run by. That's so amazing. Yeah, not really a complicated diet for the reticulated ray. They feed mostly on like black worms and some more of the invertebrates that you're just going to find in the sediment and the sand. They have little echolocation. Oh, look at you. echolocation sensory organs, which all of the rays do, which help them to sense the minute bioelectrical charges that are sent out when muscles flex in creatures. So every time you move your muscles, you're actually sending out a little bioelectric charge, and that is actually something that a lot of ocean species can kind of sense, and these guys are included in that. So when their prey items, like a fish might move its tail suddenly or something like that, when they move, they send out that small electrical charge, and then there's organs on these guys. Oh, he got caught by the waterfall again, but he seems okay. There's little sensory organs on these guys who can then pick that up, and they can go, oh, there's prey over there. Because if you notice, the eyes are on the top of the head and their mouth is on the bottom. So they can't really see what they're eating most of the time. They have to use their other senses, like their really acute sense of like smell, being able to find fish extract or fish smell in huge amounts of gallons of water. They have to focus on using their, like, those movements in the water currents. That's the other thing I was thinking of. Those are really complicated thoughts. Those are the lives of the water creatures. Because we don't think about, oh, hello, you. We don't think about, like, oh, there was a shift in the water current to my left. That means there must be a fish to eat to my left. Because we live in a world where it's like air currents, and we don't have the effect of the water moving constantly. And basically, researching rays like kind of introduced me to a much more complicated life than I was expecting, and I love it. So here are rays, you guys, and I'm gonna kind of gently escort Ethan back over to his bird exhibit and never make him have to come back over here again. There's even more rays. Oh, there's 2 of them. Yes, there's so many rays in this river. So I'm really hoping in the future we'll be able to come back here. Not today, because today we're getting ready for another. Oh, and I caught another catfish. This is just like catfish lucky spot. Wow. But I'm hoping that today is going to be the day where we go home and we do a lot of things in the zoo kitchen. And then tomorrow we will be able to go over and go on our big expedition looking for the horse meadows. I'm so excited. But in the future, I would love to come back and expand this beautiful, healthy river ecosystem all the way down this little canyon, because I think it's just asking for like that help, just filling it with water and kind of encouraging the river to continue going. And maybe we'll even be able to encourage the river to continue all the way into where the Siberian, or not the Siberian, sorry about that, where the South Chinese tigers are. And stay away, goat. You're not eating my stuff. You can go away from him before he eats my stuff. But yeah, so there we go, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys learned a little bit about the freshwater ray. There was definitely a lot more for me to learn than I thought there would be. And I have to admit, I really love this effect when we're just like hanging out up here. And then they swim right across the top like this. Oh my gosh, isn't that the coolest thing ever? Oh, that's so awesome. But alright, I'm going to help Ethan escort him back into the peafowl exhibit, trade some of the papaya with him, gather up the puppies who were such good puppies today, huh? Weren't you guys? I'm sorry I forgot to bring you with me while I was running around in the river, but there was kind of like venomous barbs on the rays. Not that that's something to worry about, darling. And then I'll get the girls. Should I take them on the expedition tomorrow? We'll see. We'll see. But alright, so for those of you who care to join us, I'll see you for the side quest up in Zoo Kitchen later. And for everybody else, I will see you tomorrow bright and early for our ride on Sunflower into the wilderness so we can find just the right place to establish the new village of horse meadows, where we will be breeding up all sorts of horses and rare species. So I'm pretty excited, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!